going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 33 I believe it's 33, of the PMP Potty Mouse podcast.
That's what, 34?
What's up? Is it 34?
That's what you wrote.
Don't count that because it's the first show of the week. So
I think you're right. I think 33 is correct, actually, because I think I was talking Magic Johnson, David Winfield last time.
Yeah, I think it's 30. I think with Larry Bird, unless I said that already. But all right,
That's
33,
all right.
34. Who's counting? I'm
Doesn't
supposed
matter.
to be. I am always your co-host, Greg.
And I'm Vinny.
And we're going to break down the CFP. The first game's tonight. Then the rest of the three are tomorrow. I think I lied to everyone and said that all the games are today.
No, you didn't. You just said that the Notre Dame game tomorrow is really late, and tonight was the Boise game.
Okay. And then we'll get into the just 4 of the NFL games, really. We'll get into some NFL talking points. We'll do return of diaper dandies. And then if Vinny's got a Vinny Vici, and then we'll send you into 2025. This is the last show of 2024, obviously. So let's get it started with the final 8 left in college football.
Fiesta Bowl tonight at 7:30. Penn State versus Boise State. Boise State is the home team in this game, but not that matters in this round. Penn State is 11.5-point favorites over the Broncos. This is I think, and we've talked about Boise a couple different times, a couple different scenarios, and how we think they're good, and how Jetney's pretty damn good himself. I think the line is a lot in this game. I think this is one of those games where Boise will cover the spread here, I think, but Penn State wins the game. That's just my feeling on it. I know that Penn State's really not they've had some really close games this year, but something tells me that Franklin and company here they win. It's a win late kind of situation, and we're back talking about him again next week.
Yeah, I'm a believer in balance. So I think if Penn State wins here, ND has to lose. Penn State loses here, ND has to win. That's how I'm looking at this.
Right.
Little yin and yang. I don't know. That's how I see things. Like something has to correct itself. I think. I don't know. I think Boise's legit. I think Boise gets. I think they definitely cover. I hope they win. I don't know if they will. Just for shits and giggles, I will say Boise State wins by like 3. But we'll see. Penn State going pretty much across the country to the Fiesta Bowl, so we'll see. Give me Boise State to definitely cover, and hopefully they win.
Feelings mutual. Tomorrow, New Year's Day, Texas plays Arizona State in the Peach Bowl. Texas 12.5-point favorites. I mentioned it last week. I don't know much about Arizona State other than they got another good back, right, that can play some football. I'm looking at this as Arizona State covering and Texas winning. I don't see a lot of that's what I'm sticking with. Arizona State covers, Texas wins. I think Texas is a good football team. I don't think Arizona State's seen a team like Texas this year. I could be mistaken. But I think there'll be a lot of points in this game. And I also think that I think Texas will be a little bit too strong here and punches their way through to the next round for this football playoff.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to say. I think Texas covers. I think Texas wins. I think Texas is going to win it all. So I think Texas gets the job done again. I just think they're too big, too strong for most teams. So give me the Longhorns to win and cover at the Peach Bowl.
Next up, Ohio State versus Oregon at the Rose Bowl. basically a home game for Oregon, right? Pretty much. OSU minus the 2.5. I don't understand it. We've talked about this numerous times. I don't get it. I'm taking the Ducks here to win. I'm taking the Ducks to do everything here, and I'm hoping just beat up on Ohio State. And I would, if I was a betting man here, I would take the Ducks to win and cover.
Yeah, I don't know what Vegas is doing here with that spread. I don't know. I'm not a line maker, but if I was, I think I would have it flipped. Oregon -3, but I don't know if is there an injury I don't know about. I don't know what's going on. Ohio State again going pretty much cross country to the Rose Bowl. I think Oregon wins. I don't know. Does even Nick Saban came out and pretty much told Ohio State to stop talking about the Michigan loss. Um,
Yeah, I know. It
so
never
I
ends.
don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't believe that these kids can just flip on a switch and then beat um, Tennessee, beat Oregon, and then they would play Texas most likely next round. Like I just don't see that happening. I call me crazy. Um, so give me Oregon in a tight one. This should be the. I think this is the game of the CFP. Um, and I hate to say that because I have no love for either team. But
Right. I agree.
yeah, give me Oregon by single digits. I don't see Ohio State winning, even though they've played and it was a close game. But I don't know. I think the Buckeyes show who they really are, and they're just not good enough.
Not good enough. I agree. I think Oregon pulls this one out here, and I'm gonna go a little bit more. I'm gonna go to that 10-point range of a victory in this game against Ohio State. Last game of the night could be the. I mean, no, this game is pretty good, just like the last one. But Notre Dame versus Georgia at the Sugar Bowl. Georgia minus the 1. I think it's a pick 'em at this point. I think it changed a little bit. Um, I'm taking Notre Dame here. I don't really. I know you had touched on it the other day. Georgia's got 5-star guys in every position. Yada yada yada. No Carson back. I just think Notre Dame's on a roll right now, and I think Freeman has the boys buzzing, and I think that Notre Dame, unfortunately, is going to win this game, and Georgia goes home, and ND will move on to play the Ducks in the next round. Is that who they would play?
No, it would be Penn State or Boise State, I believe.
Okay, well
I
then
have the bracket right here.
there you go. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. So I'm taking
Penn
the
State
Domers.
winner plays Penn State winner plays this winner. Um, just because I'm gonna go SEC here, just being biased. New Orleans will be red. I know Notre Dame travels obviously, but New Orleans will be red. Um, I think Georgia can give them trouble with their defense. I would like to think they can stop the run and make Raleigh Leonard have to throw it, which
Right.
he's improved throughout the season, but that is their weakness, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think this I think this will be another close one. I hope. I don't know. I don't really see a defense shutting the other one down, but maybe Georgia's backup quarterback. Maybe the moment's too big for him. I don't know. This one's
Hey,
tough.
we'll
This one's
see.
tough to call.
We'll see what
What?
happens, right? I mean, we'll see. I mean, I just it's and you know this that that position that you just mentioned, the quarterback, and is the spotlight too big for him? I mean, this is a big spot here. We're not. This isn't game one of the season versus Clemson at this point. So
Yeah, but we've seen Georgia and Bama schools like that just plug the next guy in and they win national titles.
yeah, I don't know
So,
if this is that guy though. That's the only thing.
well, Stenson. Did you think Stenson Bennett was? Did you think Tua was as a true freshman? I mean,
No, I didn't think
I
Tua
don't know.
was
Give me
either.
Georgia.
So
I've, I've talked myself into it. Give me Georgia. Even though if Notre Dame wins, I will not be shocked. Give me Georgia, but I know I just went against my yin and yang thing. Give me
mm.
Boise State. Give me Georgia, Texas, and Oregon, which means that two of those teams are losing. Um, but give me Georgia. to win in a very very close one. But I still think the Oregon Ohio State game will be the best game of the four.
I think tonight has a chance of being a good game too. I mean, I think the
It
surprising
could,
game
yeah,
of
definitely.
the surprising game, like the one that you'd be like, when it's all said and done, you'll be like,
It
holy,
could
you know
be.
what? That was a great game. Boise gave it their all, and they won or whatever. I think it could be one of those. I think if anything that has the most like interesting um, circumstances around it, as far as I don't want to say circumstances, but this could be a really good matchup tonight. So hopefully it is, and hopefully tomorrow is, and they're all good games. But tonight I think could be, if Jetney decides to go off tonight and give Penn State problems, it's going to be interesting. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think Penn State's offense is world
No,
class, but I don't know if Boise State's defense will give them problems. We'll see.
we'll see.
All right, Vin. I think it's your least favorite time of the week.
No, I like trivia. Trivia is
It's
fun.
trivia time. Oh, you do like trivia. I
There's
don't.
other parts I'm not good at. Not that I don't like it. I'm just not very versed in the pop culture world per se.
Okay. Well, I'm not quizzing you there. I'm just giving you info there. But my phone's crapping out on me. All right, I only have two for you. I know Vin's a little bit under the weather, folks. So I'm gonna give two, and it's based off what we talked about last week. You threw
Okay.
yourself under this bus.
Okay.
It's about TGIF, the
All right.
TV window. So according to Google, I know there's been a Friday lineup in television since like the 50s, but according to Google, the TGIF that we knew,
Right.
what was the first year of TGIF? I believe the title.
Oh man. Sheesh. I'm gonna say 92.
Okay, so I have 89 according to the Google, but I also have 90.
So is that like
So we'll go 89, 90.
Okay, I wasn't far off. I just didn't know if it was
No.
into the 80s, like late 80s. Does it now, if I mention the shows, does it give the shows in that lineup?
Yeah, that's the second and last question of the trivia. Now it's funny. I searched on my computer, and Google AI gave me a different answer than my phone. So I'm gonna go with
Allen Iverson?
yes. Google Allen Iverson gave me a different answer. Maybe the name of this. Okay, so the question is, according to Google AI on my computer, there were 4 shows in the original lineup, the 89 lineup. Can you name 2 of the 4?
Are the Cosby's in it? Or is that a different channel?
No, I do not have the Cosby's. This was ABC. It was the original ABC TGIF programming. I have 4.
Full
I believe it
House?
was 89. I could be Full House. Ding, ding, ding. That is one of the 4.
Family
Can you name? I don't have Family Matters. Not so, yeah, but it definitely was, but I think that came later. It definitely was, but we're talking about the original 4, according to Google AI. You have 1. You have Full House.
I'm trying to think. Was it Perfect Strangers? Or
Ding, 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 ding. You have 2 of the 4.
Wow. Okay. Balky Baltocamus.
Yes. From Meepos.
Yeah, he was from Meepos.
2 left.
Gonna go with I think the other show came on afterwards. I'm thinking of the one where they had like the carousel, like they were on the opening scene is like at a theme park kind of.
You think it's Step by Step?
I am thinking of Step by Step, but that's later on, right?
Great show. Love the show. But no, that came later on.
Step by Step. So Doogie Howser in that at all by any chance?
Not in the original 4, at least, no.
Maybe he was Thursday
I'll
night
give you one more guess to get one
or
of them.
Wednesday night. ABC Family Show, right?
Both of them, yeah.
Was it? I get my networks and shows messed up. Like I'm thinking like Family Ties, but that I think was on Fox.
Family Ties, not. So I'll give you
All
one
right,
more real guess. Give
real
me an honest
guess.
guess here.
Real honest guess. So I got the two. I'm trying to think of people that kind of intertwined with. How about the Seavers?
Growing Pains?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep. Because he was so her brother, Candace Cannon's brother, Mike Cannon, would be on the show sometimes with Full House. So that's why I kind of intertwined. Even Family Matters, because Urkel was on one episode too, but that was probably later on.
All right. And the fourth one, you want to guess or want me to tell you?
No, I want you to tell me because I'm definitely not going to get the fourth one. I'm having
You should.
surprised.
You might spit out your drink. Who's the boss?
See, I thought that. Okay. Yeah, Channel 7.
That's what I did. That's Google AI. If it's wrong, don't blame me. But that's what
I'm not blaming
Google
you.
AI gave me. No, not you, the listeners.
Oh.
But please comment. Comment if I'm wrong, if I'm right. Like, share,
Somebody
follow.
out there knows. Somebody like Niece probably knows.
A little squirrel, probably.
Yeah, probably knows. Probably has them on VCR still on tape.
All right,
Yeah.
Vin.
All
Lead
right.
us
Let's
into
go.
the NFL. Lead
Let's
us
talk
into
NFL.
the NFL reaction.
Let's go Broncos Bengals overtime game. Joe Burrow again, another masterpiece, a master class. I think someone had actually wrote or was talking about what he had done this weekend again. 30-24 beat the Broncos at home in overtime. Hey, your boys are still alive. Your guys are still alive. I think it's like a Bronco loss this weekend and a Miami loss gets the Bengals in. It's some wild stuff, but they can still get in. Something things that are not impossible.
Yeah, I'm happy. It was a great Saturday.
Yeah.
Burrow 412 yards in the air, 3 touchdowns and a rushing touchdown.
You won me a fantasy championship.
He is the MVP. If you're just saying most valuable, I know that's not. And if I had a Vinny Vitavici of my own, it would be let's rename these trophies to player of the year instead of most valuable. But Burrow is dominating. We're going to talk about him a little more. But yeah, you're right. If the Broncos lose to pretty much the Kansas City's backups,
right,
and then Miami loses to they have the Jets,
the Warplanes. Yep,
I think they have the Warplanes.
They do.
But
they do,
right?
Yeah, because somebody mentioned, is it worth going to the game this weekend? And I was like, no, I don't think so. I could spend your money other ways if you want me to.
No.
Yeah, no good.
But yeah, Bengals still alive. If they get in, I think he wins that trophy. It's a shame because if he misses out, you want to see players like that in the playoffs. I'm not just saying that because I love them and the LSU connection, but you want the best players in the biggest games. So unfortunately, the defense couldn't hack it for most of the season. But good game, fun game. Bo Nix, one of my buddies texted me that when they kicked the field goal late and he missed it, my buddy was like, why are you doing that? It's not Peyton Manning and the Broncos. Like, and then Bo Nix, sure enough, drove and threw at the tying touchdown.
Yeah, good finish
to prove everyone wrong. But yeah, it was a good game, good finish, overtime, and then Taylor quickly learned from his mistakes. He kept the ball in Burrow's hands in that overtime to win the game.
I think I saw something which makes me scratch my head a little bit about Bo Nix. I think Herbert beat him when he was at Auburn, and I think that was like 7 years ago. I think at this point, some crazy
Nix was in college for ages. Yeah, I believe that.
I think that's nuts. I think the Giants are trying not to draft the first round, first pick quarterback coming up, so they decided to win this weekend against the Colts. They put up 45 at home. Neighbors at a day. Colts, I mean, Joe Flacco was playing. They were going to throw the ball. They just At one point, I actually thought the Colts had a chance to come back and win that game. I think they were down 8, and and it just kind of fell apart for them. But yeah, Giants win here at home, 45-33, probably the most points they put up all year. I think the first win since October.
First
I think
home win of
that's
the season.
home win of the season. I think they
Um,
said the last team to win in New York since October was the Mets.
yeah, the Mets had a
So
better record, I
yeah,
think, since that like walk off against Devin Williams, I believe. Yeah, this game we're talking about it because obviously the Colts being eliminated helps the Bengals. The Dolphins won. The Browns. I don't know why they put Jameis Winston in, but the and then the Giants went from at kickoff they had the first pick, and then when Sunday played out they had the fourth pick. And now if Carolina beats whoever Carolina has, which is likely, and the Giants beat the backups, so well, really probably the third strings for the
right,
Eagles because you after Pickett got banged up, you're gonna bench him too, right?
right.
Um, the Giants might end up with like the fifth, sixth, seventh pick when they had the first. So
Yeah, well, it's the Giants.
that yeah, they've done this famously. Believe they beat the then football team, the Washington football team, and I
Hmm.
think that cost them. I think the D lineman, one of the good D linemen that everyone wanted at the time, and then I think that's why they got Saquon, right? Because they were pushed back a pick or
Yes.
two. So yeah, the Giants are famous for this, but I always say this: um, players don't tank. Front offices try to tank. So you can't tell neighbors not to go out there and play hard or Tracy or Locke. So so the Giants win. The Colts season's over. Flacco had like 300 in the air. Drew Lock had, I believe, had 5 touchdowns. So
Yeah.
Um, good showing for the Giants for a week, but a painful win.
It is a painful win. Um, it's just the Giants being the Giants, right? That's just what it comes down to.
Yep.
Next game up, another good game. Packers Vikings. Vikings 27, Packers 25. Sam Donald again. Um, just performs every week. He's performed every week this year. I don't think there's a week, maybe one in the middle there. I think he threw a couple interceptions, but he's been. I mean, I don't know where they would be without him. I think I said that the other day. I don't know what their intentions were. I think McCarthy was supposed to be the guy, and obviously we know what happened with that. And here comes Sam, who's going to get paid. Um, they just, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to make of them. I guess they're a pretty legit team, and Sam is, from what I'm hearing, they want him back there next year. I mean, I'm sure a lot of teams are going to want him in their building, but um, a nice win here for the Vikings at home against the Packers, and I like the Packers in this game. I thought that they were gonna um, honestly beat them. They had a chance. They played well, but the Vikings and Sam just had different thoughts on this one. So that
Yeah,
big win for the Vikes.
I've been on the Viking train as of late. Darnold 377 yards in the air, one interception, 3 touchdowns. He's not losing games for them, and Brian Flores is cooking up these defenses that are stellar. They're right up there with the best scoring defenses in the NFL. He's coaching his. We've talked about it all year. He's coaching his tail off and giving quarterbacks a handful. So we'll see it now. Next week is for the 1 seed, right? It's for the Vikings, Lions,
Yep.
for all the marbles. So that should be a good one. Hopefully everyone stays healthy. The Lions got out of Monday night pretty healthy, so that's good. But yeah, the crazy thing is the Vikings had this great year, just kind of did their thing. Everyone's been praising Darnold, but they could end up with the 5 seed because of how the NFL does their structures, their
Seeding.
playoffs.
Yeah.
So be interesting to see. That'll be a big game coming up. We'll talk about it. But as for this weekend, but listen, the Packers made it a game. It wasn't close. The Packers crept up, but too little, too late. Packers will be fun to watch in the playoffs. They have a running game. Wish they had kind of better talent at receiver or more health at receiver. But Jordan Love's good, and their defense is pretty good. So very good division. Our the Bears were better. I'd say it's the best division in football, but I don't know. I don't know if it is. But very well might be. Taking it from like the AFC North. But yeah, Vikings get a good win, and then next weekend, Sunday Night Football for the number 1 seed.
Let's talk about the other quarterback on my fantasy team that won me a championship, Jaden Daniels. Commanders, Falcons, Sunday Night Football. Commanders win this game 30-24 overtime. Bad coaching on the Falcons' part. Jaden Daniels looks, I think we said it the other day, we'll say it again, I'll say it again today, has solidified his Rookie of the Year again after this performance, to me, in my opinion. I know that Brock Bowers had another stellar week of breaking records and being Brock Bowers, but I think we all know that these awards are not meant for players that are not quarterbacks. So I'm pretty sure he'll lock that up. But a great game by Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. Falcons, I didn't be. I'll be completely honest. I did not watch a lot of this. I watched, I think, maybe the first half, and I'm like, okay, I'm good for now. I'm just not into. I don't
Late
know.
football.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's just like frustrating for me because I have Bijan Robinson in your league, and I'm watching the way they used him that night, and I'm like, well, why didn't they use him like this all year? And I feel like they didn't. And I know they want to lighten the load on Penix, and I don't. I mean, I'm not Penix. I don't know. I don't know if he's. I know they're gonna obviously play him next year, and they drafted him for a reason. But I mean, there's certain guys that, and I know this is only a second game, but that they step on the field, and you're like, okay, he belongs here, or okay, like, he's gonna make a really big difference on that team. I don't know if I'm sold on that yet. I gotta probably see some more of him, but not the most exciting team to watch, and so I went to bed. But congratulations to the Commanders on another victory, and Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Jaden has locked up that Rookie of the Year award, and with his past 2 weeks, and then but I disagree a little bit, with Penix. I think he actually gives life to Kyle Pitts, and he did show some arm strength in the first half of that game. I did miss like the third quarter and most of the fourth. I did see overtime, but I think I liked Penix at Washington, before that Indiana, right? Um, I think he's good. Give him the right coach and give him. He's got Drake London. He's got Pitts. Give him another weapon out there. I think he'll be fine. Um, the line seems to be good. The O line seems to be pretty good there in Atlanta. Um, so I'm not super high in Penix, but I do like him. I'm rooting for him. Seems like a good kid. And we'll get into his stats from Diaper Dandies, but yeah, the Commanders roll on and probably their best season since like the RG3 year, right? I mean, good for them. Um,
Mm-hmm. It's been a
so
while.
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. The NFC East has some young studs all around, so that's good. And then I just have 2 talking points about the NFL before we get into Diaper Dandies. Saquon Barkley passed the 2,000-yard mark in this game. In their win, they crushed Dallas. They used 2 quarterbacks and crushed Dallas like 40-7, I believe was the score. So, Vin, where do you stand with Saquon trying to break the record in Week 18? I don't believe they have a plan yet. I don't. Do you like feed him early in the first quarter if he gets a groove? Or do you just ask him? I think if you ask him, he'll say no, just bench me. Um, but where do you stand on Saquon? I believe it's against the Giants. Yeah, it is against the Giants, so he could he could break the all-time single season mark against his former team, who let him go to a rival.
Yeah, so I think once again, I think Saquon's one of those guys that'll talk about, and he does, and he says all the right things. He says all the things that are real, you know, um, that you want to hear, and I think it's all genuine. I don't think it's any nonsense. But I think you just kind of said, I think you by saying they're playing the Giants. I think that this means a lot more to him in this particular. I think if they were playing anybody else this week, I think it wouldn't be a talking point, and I think they probably would say bench me or just treat it as uh, a preseason. I'll play a couple snaps and then just get me out of there. But I think he'll do it, and I think they'll try and especially with Well, I guess what's their playoff position? That is
I think they are like, locked into the third seed. I believe. I think they maybe the second seed. They're locked. Should be locked into the second seed, right? They're waiting
right.
on
Lions and
Lions and Vikings to figure
Vikings.
out first. So
Yeah, I mean, I'd love. So I guess the other question is that this
yeah,
is
they
the rushing record that Dickerson broke in 2 less games, though, right? Or has.
yeah, that's always the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what does it mean to him? I think it's more meaningful against the Giants, if anything. What does he need? How many?
What does he need? Like
150.
so, yeah, I think you're right. I think it's like 155 or something like that.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot of things going against him in this, especially with the playoffs coming up. So I mean, he had a great game against them the first time. So
If
we'll see.
you were an Eagle fan, what would you want?
I'd sit him down. There's more important things on the horizon as a team. You know, I mean, the playoffs. If he gets he gets rolled up on and
Yeah, if he
something
gets hurt,
happens to him, yeah, I
then
mean,
you got to
what do we
fire
do?
Sirianni,
Yeah, him and Big Dom.
right?
But yeah, so I
He's
just
within. Sorry, he's within 100 yards of tying Dickerson.
okay. I don't. So let's
I think you
just
feed him early in the first quarter. If he's got nothing going, call the season.
and if he gets it, then what? Like I mean, we're not. It's
Then you pull him. Once he
yeah.
gets it, you pull him. You
I
give
just
him the game ball. You don't. You
no.
make sure
That's
AJ
cool.
Brown doesn't throw it into the stands.
Yeah, got to keep him grounded. But yeah, I don't see what the big deal is, especially in 2 more games. So I'd rather keep him healthier going into the playoffs than anything else, and
I
more
hear you.
importantly,
All right, second talking point. Joe Burrow now a NFL record 8 straight games with 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like I said, it's the longest streak in NFL history. He's my MVP. I think I think Josh Allen has lost the MVP with duds against the Patriots and Jets. Really, I know they put up a lot of points against the Jets, but it wasn't really Allen. It was a great play by um, Amari Cooper finally going up and getting one, and Cook had I believe 2 on the ground. But Burrow's my MVP. If it's not him, I would if the Vikings beat the Lions, I would make a case for MVP Sam Darnold. Or if Saquon breaks the record. This is all if Burrow's going to miss the playoffs. So depending on the 1 seed in the NFC, depending on this 2,000 yard and mark and history, I'm giving it to Burrow, Saquon, or Darnold over Allen. And I think Lamar's stats are better than Allen, but it's all, I guess you get fatigue, right? You get Lamar fatigue, you get Jokic fatigue in the NBA, but they're good and they every year is better than their last. Um, I don't know. I if a guy like Lamar is going to win 6 straight MVP trophies because he keeps improving, I don't hate that. It'll get a little tiresome, but where do you stand on the MVP race? Are you giving it to Josh Allen? Are you holding out to see what Saquon does? Do you think it's Burrow? Do you think it's Lamar? Do you think someone like Darnold has a shot?
I don't. You see, the thing is, um, what is deserving to some of these guys is not going to happen, and Sam Donald is in the conversation because they're basically playing for the 1 seed right now. The only thing Burrow has going against him is that his team is fighting to get into the playoffs, and that's you're talking about Josh Allen, who's the 2nd seed. Guys that are going in for the 1st seed. Unfortunately, I think Saquon was like, I saw this I think the other night. It was like plus like 1,500 to win MVP on betting lines. I don't. I didn't think Lamar Jackson's season was as good as it is, and I saw some numbers on it, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. Um, but I mean, the numbers that Joe Burrow put up this year and has done, I don't know I don't know how many games they win without him. And if they get into the playoffs and he makes a run, it could be dangerous because would not want to play them at all. Um, but I unfortunately agree with the fact that I think a guy like Lamar and Allen and those guys are always going to be in the conversation because of where their teams are at the end of the season, as far as especially with seeding and how they got there. Um, but no, I think there's so many. I think there's a more guys this year deserving of it than years past. Because the Vikings wouldn't be where they are without Sam Donald. Um, I, I, is Jared Goff not in the conversation? I don't. I mean, like they're good, and he had a good year this year for them. And they're fighting for the one seed. Um, so there's a lot of different factors that we accept as fans, and uh, understanding who is the most valuable to your team, right? That's the conversation.
I mean, it's
Um,
really, I know NFL gives a player of the year, but the NFL needs to reword these trophies. The MVP should be player of the year.
yep,
The and then the offensive player of the year really should be named the non-quarterback player of the year.
yeah,
That's what it's become. Um, I mean,
yeah.
if you're
It's
going by
it's
if you're
tricky,
going by definition of the words, no one's more valuable to their team than Mahomes or Burrow. In my opinion, I know Allen and Lamar are up there too, and Saquon had a damn year. But like valuable, if you really went by that, Michael Jordan would have won it every damn year. But it's player of the year, just like an All Star is half season how good you've been. So Lindor might never be an All Star with the Mets because he
right?
comes on late. So I don't know. I'm a Burrow guy. I'd love to see Burrow get this. I'd love to see if Jamar Chase wins the Triple Crown as a receiver, and I believe he's leading in every. I believe he's still leading in every category for that. I'd love him to get the Offensive Player of the Year, but I think that's going to go to Saquon, and I think one of the quarterbacks wins the MVP. But yeah, I just wanted to pick your brain on that. Who do you think wins it? Um, because it is a talking point now that the Bengals are still alive, Week 18. They have a puncher's chance to get
Yeah,
in, and I think the
and
trophy's his, but
a
we'll
lot of
see.
people a lot of people talked and said that if the Bengals get in, they don't want any part of them. So
No, I don't think anyone wants to play them. I don't see many people wanting to play maybe the Chargers with a good defense, and a good coach. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. So, gun to your head, who's the MVP? Allen.
Josh Allen.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's do Diaper Dandies real quick, and then we'll do a little Vinny Vidi Vici, and then we'll get out of here, and we'll see when we come back in the new year for you to preview some football. All right, let me find the. It's been a while for Diaper Dandies.
Yeah, it's been a while.
There we go. All right, so Diaper Dandies, we have Bo Nix in the loss, 24 for 31, 219 yards in the air, 3 touchdowns and 1 pick. He's had a pretty damn good year. There were a couple weeks where I think he had the rookie of the year, and then Jaden passed him recently. Um, Brock Bowers, we mentioned him a week or two ago. How good he's been on a really bad team. Doesn't get much time on. If you're watching Red Zone, you know who he is. If you're watching just CBS and Fox and Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, you might not have seen him play a snap. Brock Bowers, 7 for 77. He breaks the rookie record for tight end receptions. He broke that was Mike Ditka's record. And again, this is all in 16 games, not the 17th. And he had 108 yards. Oh, sorry. Sorry. And he also broke Puka Nakua's rookie record for receiving yards. Now he has, I believe, 1,144. So pretty damn impressive year with kind of a revolving door quarterback due to injury and stuff in Vegas. Brian Thomas Jr. was my dark horse for rookie of the year before the season. 7 catches for 91 yards in the TD. He is a true number one for Jacksonville. They have to figure out everything around him. Malik Neighbors, he went nuts. 7 catches for 171 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's a stud. He's another number one. People call him the next Tyreek Hill. We'll see. Michael Penix, who we talked about, 19 for 35, 223 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception in the overtime loss to our last diaper dandy, and that is Jaden Daniels, the presumptive offensive rookie of the year, 24 out of 36, 227 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick for the Heisman winner out of LSU. So that's everything we have. Unless Vin's got a Vinny Vidi Vici, we're gonna head out to the new year. So Vin, you got something for us?
I don't have anything to yell about.
Okay.
Nothing that really is gonna make any difference and stand out or has aggravated me this week at all. But no, I mean let's just put this this year behind us and let's start off.
Any thoughts on the last Raw? Last Raw ever on USA?
I thought it could have been better. I
Okay.
expected more. I thought there'd be a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. I guess it was just
The montage felt a little rushed.
yeah. I just felt like could have been a lot better going, especially being the last one, being the last episode. Now SmackDown's gonna stay there, right?
Yeah, SmackDown's 3 hours now,
Okay.
which is brutal.
So they get their 3 hours. Yeah, that's tough. But no, I thought more. I thought maybe somebody would have popped out last night that hasn't been around for a while. To end it with the Rollins and Punk was like, I would have rather you opened up with that, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't hate that segment though. I didn't.
No, I didn't either. I just don't think that could have just.
And
I
that
don't.
that Lyra Valkyria match was pretty damn good.
No, that was special. Yeah.
That was pretty damn good. But yeah, I'm with you. The first hour and a half,
Tough. Yeah, it was tough. The last 40 minutes were good, but I just expected more. We'll see. Rumble's coming up. I don't know. I just thought they'd be a little bit more like. I don't know. Maybe they're just saving it all for Netflix. I don't know. I was disappointed. That's all.
I think the Netflix premiere. I think the card is it's like too good. I don't think many of those matches are going to get like an
5-star.
I think no, either that or I think people are going to come in and there's not going to be like no clean finish because those matches are too good. Especially, and we're getting Cena and probably Charlotte Flair.
Right.
I don't know if Alexa Bliss is coming. It's going to be wild. The thing might be 4 hours. I don't know what to expect, but
I don't either. But we'll see.
But that's for next year.
Yeah, let's have a good year. Let's
yeah.
Let's be grateful for that we got through this year healthy, and let's make 25 a really good year. Potty Mouth takes off, and hopefully this time next year we have a lot bigger audience, a lot more interaction, a lot more positivity flying from some fans and some people, and hopefully we can touch a lot more people. So that's what hopefully 25 brings us.
Yeah, 2025, the year of Soto and of PMP.
That's it.
So happy New Year, everyone. Be safe out there.
Yeah.
And we'll come back later in the week with our first show of 2025. Vin, say goodbye for the last time in 2024 to the beautiful people.
Thank you very much for everybody who does listen and who does tune in. Please like, subscribe, and join us next year in this wonderful journey that we're on here on PMP. And we'll see you next year.
See you next year.
Take care, guys.